Last night, the Florida Panthers overtime win over the Ottawa Senators in not a well played game by the Cats. Kind of felt like they were gonna stroll in there and get an easy one, and then in that third, Ottawa dug in, started playing a little bit dirty, as one with the Tkachuk team is gonna do, and Bob was not happy with Brady Tkachuk because he gives up his first goal in God knows how long since, because he's been a freaking wall, Sergei Bobrovsky, lately. And he was, I mean, he had, what do you have, 17 saves in the first period? I mean, he's been incredible with how good he's been playing.
Mm-hmm.
But Brady Tkachuk, Bob was pissed because he felt there was goalie interference. Felt like the stick was in the pad area, Leroy, and he was not able to make a clean save. And so he gets very furious. You have the call yesterday, Vlad. Here was Doug Plagans on the call with Sergei Bobrovsky, giving the old Siberian two-piece to Brady Tkachuk.
The Senators, Tarasenko cruising in, top of the right circle, fanned on him, recovers, he can save it with the right hand of Bobrovsky, a scramble in front, and the puck crossed the line, but they whistle this one, and now we've got a dust-up. Bobrovsky went in there and gave a blocker to Brady Tkachuk, and now Bobrovsky had his mask knocked off in a little fracas that developed at the side of the net. And with 13:51 left in the third, and the Panthers up 2-1, the temperature is rising here.
Man, first of all, that's game
my
on.
favorite. My favorite part of that he goes, Bobrovsky's had about enough.
We got ourselves a dust up.
There's no dust ups in
Yeah, that's
Do you know
it's either a brawl, a kerfuffle,
a fracas.
A fracas. Yes. It's not a dust up.
Dude, I was like, of course the Tkachuks, like you're not gonna have the Tkachuks be on their best behavior the entire game. And he's just like, he's had enough of his antics and the extracurriculars that he has after the play should be over, because Bob's like, I got the puck, stop smacking at me, it's over, play's dead. That's not how the Tkachuks are gonna go. And so Bob, I mean, he just goes straight 1-2, punches right to the face, like, helmets off, we're ready to go. I was like, wow, look at our boy Bob. Even he's got the griminess to him that this Panthers team has. But they end up winning in OT. I believe right now they have they've leapt the Boston Bruins, Leroy. And I think technically, even though
I was looking at the standings and it says they're in second, but they got more points. Yeah, and they played the same amount of games.
Yeah, they have
78 points.
Yep.
And Boston has 77. They played the same amount of games. Why is Boston in front?
One team might have more wins than the other.
No, the one team I think that has more points than them right now is Vancouver in the West. In the East, the Panthers have the most points.
Yeah, but they list Boston in first.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. They changed it? Okay.
Panthers are up. Boston and New York have 77. Panthers have 78. In the Western Conference, the Canucks have the most points at 80, but Leroy, the Panthers.
Don't say it. Don't say it. I don't want to hear it.
You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that trophy. You don't want it.
2 games in hand.
You don't want it.
It's a different Panthers team, Vlad.
Everybody that wins that cup
gets swept in the first round.
It's different though. We've already had the experience of having that trophy, the President's Trophy. We've had the experience of it. This is a different Panthers team.
Vlad,
I understand your pain.
Vlad, you can give him.
I understand your pain. I so understand your pain.
No. Let me finish, Vlad. Let me explain to you something about my boy. You could give him 70 years of history of how this works, and he'll always say, if it's my team, it'll be different. Right?
No, look.
The President's Trophy is cursed. You don't want it.
So the Panthers are just supposed to take a dive?
No, I'm just saying you try to win the games, but if you don't win it, it's not a disappointing thing.
Is there any rules to 2 President's Trophy in 3 years? Like, does it knock the curse?
No, it doesn't.
You sure?
It doesn't.
You see, Vlad, I'm telling you, my boy tries to find reasons around all of the curses that apply to his team, right? So you want them to have the President's. If I told you that in the last 30 years, and I don't know this, I'm just saying it to make my point.
Mm-hmm.
If I do it, every team in the last 30 years that won the President's Cup, nobody won the Stanley Cup. You still won it?
You know the last team to win the President's Cup and then the Stanley Cup
Who?
What?
was the 2012-2013 Chicago Blackhawks.
That's not too long ago.
Dude, that's 10 years ago. That's 11 years ago.
But did they have a situation where they won multiple President's Trophies in 3 years?
They won multiple Stanley Cups.
Look, I'm not scared of the President's Trophy curse.
Oh my! You're the mush. This is why you're the
They had
mush.
Huberdeau on that team. That guy wasn't built like a Chuck.
You're going against all that is holy in hockey. There it is. Put up the mush. Your mush is back.
Let me ask you this. No, I got him, Leroy. You know who had the most points last year?
Bruins.
And who did they face?
Panthers.
And what happened?
Panthers beat them.
Okay.
But
do you want to face the
there's
Lightning?
no but.
So what? There's no conference President's Trophy, right? So can we just be number one in the East?
You could be number one in the East. That's
No.
Just
Hey,
want to be number one overall.
Wait.
I'll take that.
We said
as long as we finish ahead of
we clarified. There's a big difference in being first in your conference and winning the President's Cup.
Well, right now there's not a big difference because they're very. I mean, they have 2 games in hand.
Okay, but guess what? They at this point they don't have the President's Cup, but they do have the number 1 seed.
I don't know how that works. Because if you have 2 games in hand,
oh boy, here we go. Wait, here's when you know something ain't right in the world. Smeaton just agreed with you. You guys sound like children who still believe in the boogeyman. Grow up. So, Smeaton's agreeing with Tobin?
Well, look.
You got to know something's wrong if Smeaton's agreeing with you.
Yeah, this has been a weird day. Wednesday started off weird. If Schmeathen and
Tobin
are agreeing,
you have to know something ain't right, Tobin.
What happened on February 21st? What's going on here?
I don't know, man. I just saw Bob fight last night. I was fired up.
J-Fix said, I'm convinced Smeaton is Tobin. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't.
That's my burner this entire time. So just avoid it. That's it. You guys are telling me just stay the hell away.
I'm not saying go out there and purposely lose games, but I'm saying there's no disappointment not to get it. In fact, you might be a little relieved.
No, but last year, like Tkachuk said, what was it? They won the conference trophy when they won and then moved on to the Stanley Cup. And they're like, oh, superstition is you don't touch it. He goes, superstition. Now they did get their asses kicked in the Stanley Cup.
So wait. Let me ask you a question. Wait. I would like to say, I bet you his ass don't touch it this year.
That's a good question.
Because wait, his teammates go tackle him, right?
You might be right about that.
Oh, come on.
You might be right about that.
So understanding that and what we just told you about the President's Cup, you gonna pull a Tkachuk?
It's not a cup. It's a
That's
trophy.
what we call it. We calling it the Tkachuk. Because he also
I don't
doesn't
think
believe. Okay.
I also learned last night. I was listening on the broadcast. Do you know that he only goes through 5 of those mouth guards a year? That's disgusting.
No, I use the same mouth guard.
Yeah, but he doesn't use it. He chews on it the entire
Everybody
time.
chews on it. I put it in my sock. I put it in my belt, like my loop.
Yeah, mouth guards have been in some nasty places, bro.
No, you clean them. You clean them.
No, but I'm saying you put in your socks that you're playing in already. Your socks are sweaty. You know.
I'm pretty sure I got to steam. My son has a mouth guard for flag football. I'm pretty sure I got to that thing already looks disgusting. 2 games in.
You gotta. There's a something you soak it in or whatever.
Panthers win last night, 3-2 overtime. Anton Lundell, the Finnish Flash, getting it done. I gave him that nickname. I don't know if that's really his thing. Do you have that call last night, Vlad? We had Doug Plagans on the call last night. The Panthers, they let up a couple of goals in the third period, but they were not going to leave their barn last night without 2 points, and that's what they got.
Now Matthew Tkachuk, right circle, cuts in down low, back behind the net. Matthew Tkachuk off to the far circle, leaves it for Lundell. Lundell left side, scoots in, sharp angle, top shelf, he scores! Anton Lundell wins it, and the Panthers take it 3-2 in overtime. The Panthers have won 6 in a row.
Sheesh. 6 in a row for your Panthers.
10 out of 11
They've been killing. They're going for what, 12 straight road games
on Thursday
against Carolina, right? But that's record.
They would, I believe, they would tie the record.
Man, that's
for them.
No, I think NHL.
NHL?
Yeah.
Oh, so I mean, listen, Tobes. Here's where I'm going to give you a bit of a pass, even though I don't want the President's Trophy, right? And I'm going to say this. Maybe they're just that damn good.
It seems like it right now, dude.
Right? I'm every time they've hit like a rut, they've turned it around with vengeance. Like maybe they just that good. That being said, it's one of the few sports that plays a different style of game during the playoffs.
Associated Press says the 11-game regular season road streak is one shy of the NHL record held by the 2005-2006 Detroit Red Wings and the 2014-15 Minnesota Wild.
Detroit, did they win the Stanley Cup that year?
I don't know.
I don't think so, because I think the last time they won the Stanley Cup, I was in college, I want to say. Or right around when I was in college. Yeah.
I don't know.
They were really good. They were really good when I was in college.
They've just been awesome. They've been awesome right now, and they're tons of fun to watch. They have a lot of attitude, and I love it. I love what they're bringing right now.
They have a nice mix.
They went the last time Detroit won was 2002.
They went in 2002. Okay, all right.
You were not in high.
No. But I'm saying like they had a rut when they were just bad.
Oh yeah.
Then they went on a run.
Yeah, then they went on a little run. Let me think. I would say, like with the Panthers, like I'm excited to see how this style of hockey and remember, we got on Maurice last year because the team didn't look as good as the year before.
Guilty.
And then the playoffs hit.
I apologize though.
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm just stating facts, dude. And then when playoffs hit, it looked like a different team.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if that carried over, and now they're combining both because they are scoring a bunch of goals, but they are locking it down on the defensive side.
They're getting some incredible performances this year. Their goaltending has been
unbelievable.
Bob and Stolars have been on point.
But here's the thing.
Tremendous.
Is because when you hear them talk about it, they talk more about the guys in front of them and how they're playing and how much easier that makes it for them. And maybe that was the problem before, is that too many uncontested shots, if you will.
Yeah, it's just much more controlled. Like there'd be so many times in years past where like Bob would allow big rebounds and then they get beat on things. They're keeping it simple because it's like he'll hunker down on and be like, we'll stop him again, but let's not have these wild, dumb scrambles where we can get beat on it.
Right.
Just they're playing everything on their terms.
I got to tell you, it's fun to watch because you're on the edge of your seat, but it's something about being on the edge of your seat watching a hockey game, knowing you got the better team. Right.
What is it like for do you think Matthew Tkachuk makes fun of his brother last night because you got snuffed in the face by a goalie?
Yes. Yes. I bet you he told him in the locker room.
Granny Tkachuk is definitely going to be upset with Brady because Matthew was on his best behavior last night. He listened to his parents. He listened to his family. Brady on the other end.
Oh, wait. The family got a problem with
Brady on the other end?
Brady
was doing his own thing.
But mama, we're the fighting Tkachuks. That's what we do.
The last game got out of hand. The last game got out of hand, and apparently the mama Tkachuk and grandma Tkachuk wanted them on their best behavior. But in fairness to Brady, like he was trying to get a little life out of his team because they had the Panthers in a winnable spot. It almost worked because the Panthers got out of their head a little bit and they tied it. in a game they were playing pretty bad, and the Panthers just could not put some consistency together like they normally have. But they still had the 2-goal lead.
Defensemen were scoring goals. They scored the first 2.
I know.
That is when you know your team is good. When you saw them play one of their worst games in a month and they still win.
Ekblad!